Okay, so 7 and 14 is going to give me 21. And the 7 and 2 plus 9x is greater than -6. Okay, we add or subtract the kid. Gracie, get off the phone. 9x is greater than -27. And our last step is going to be to divide.
But I swear, this whole time we've been dividing by 9.
I know, it feels like I don't know. I didn't do that on purpose, it's just the way it worked
That's
out.
the third one in a row.
Okay, so on the -3, it should be open or closed?
Open.
Open. Going to the right.
Good. That's crazy.
Okay, let's look at 13. Same thing, we need to distribute. So I got 5 plus 15p minus 16 plus 32p. We're going to combine our like terms. What can we combine?
5 in the -16.
5 and the -16 to give me
-11.
-11. What else can I combine?
13. I'm at the 15 and the 32.
To give me 47p. Okay, and we say plus 11, plus 11. I got 47p, 0. My last step is going to be to divide. Oh, I was thinking, so many of you guys put 47, and I wrote it. 0. So on 0, it's going to be an open dot to the left.
We're so smart.
Okay, look at 16. So 16 through 20, there's variables on both sides.
Oh my God.
Okay, so these are the ones where I have preached to you before this. Where do letters go? On the left. Okay, and the reason that I tell you habitually, and that I have been habitually, that letters go on the left, is because then when you do inequalities, it's set up to where you can do that little trick and just say, oh, the arrow should be pointed this way. Okay, if the letters are not on the left, then it's going to screw everything up, and you're going to have to rearrange some stuff in order for you to be able to read it. Okay, so 16. What's our first step? Distribute. So I got 8 plus 8 plus 40x. Okay, and on the other side, I'm just going to write everything down. So minus 31 minus 7x. What's going to be our next step? Combine. Okay, so what can we combine on this side? The 8 and the 8 to give me 16 plus 40x. Is there anything for us to combine on this side? No. Okay, so we got less than -31 minus 7x. Okay, and this is where your steps are going to kind of, I don't say change a little bit, but a little bit. Okay, we still distributed, we still combine like terms. Okay, our next step would be to get the letters on the left and the numbers on the right. So 16, is that a letter or a number?
That's a number.
It's a number, so it needs move. So how do I move a 16?
You plus it. I'm at, you subtract 16
And where does it go under?
under the 31.
So minus 31. Okay, what else needs moved?
The 7.
So we're gonna say plus 7x, plus 7x. Okay, we should have two really big x's where we cross stuff off on both sides. 1 and 2. Okay, so 40 plus the 7x is gonna be 47x. And then I got negative 47. And what's my last step gonna be? Divide. Do we need to flip?
No.
No. Okay, so on negative 1, should it be open or closed? Open
To the left.
and to the left. Hopefully this time around, the variables on both sides are not as hard as what they were for you before, because this is the second time.
It's still hard to go out from A minus. I'm trying to do like an A plus here, but it's so hard.
Fix your stuff. Oh, it'll be a minute, because we're in this another 9 weeks too, so you gotta start fixing stuff for this 9 weeks.
Fix what? What do you mean?
Like whenever, like if you get an 8 out of 10 on a paper, you need to fix the other 2 and turn it back in. Habitually. You can't do that for your old papers anymore because the 9 weeks is over, but so from now on, if you don't get a perfect grade, then fix it, turn it back in. Okay, let's look at 17. What's our first step? Distribute. So I'm gonna have 4 minus 32x is less than or equal to negative 5x plus 4. Okay, our next step is going to be combine like terms. What can we combine together on this side?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, what about this side? Nothing. Okay, so now what do we do?
You subtract the 4 on the left side.
Yes, but so we need to move all of our letters to the left and our numbers to the right.
Yeah.
So you said subtract 4.
Yeah.
Where does it go under?
The 4.
Good. What else needs moved?
The 5. The negative 5.
So plus 5x plus 5x. Negative 32 plus 5x.
Negative 27. 27.
27. Okay, and what is negative 4 plus 4?
0.
0. Okay, so you can put 0, it's the same thing as canceling. So over here we had a positive 4 and a minus 4. We just crossed it out because it really is 0. Okay, and our last step is going to be to do what?
Divide.
Okay, do we need to flip?
Yes.
But your answer is still going to be 0.
So, I don't know. I think we flip it.
Yeah, flip it.
I think we do.
Yeah, you do. Okay, but some of you guys are going to get tempted because you're going to be able to see at this step. Okay, you would be 1. You'd be able to see at this step that your answer is actually going to still be 0. So make sure that you take that extra mental step and say that, well, I know it's still going to be 0, but I'm still going to actually be dividing by a negative. Okay, so on 0, it should be
Closed circle.
closed,
Going to the right.
pointed to the right.
I'm not so smart.
Okay, last one. Look at 19. We're going to distribute. So I got 24 plus 18n is less than or equal to negative 26 plus 8n. Okay, is there anything for us to combine on the left side?
No.
What about the right side?
No.
Okay, so then our next step is to do what? Letters to the left, numbers to the right. So what needs moved?
The 24.
The 24. And where does it go under?
Under the 26.
Under the 26. What else needs moved?
The 8 goes under the 18.
Okay, so I'm going to get a 10n less than or equal to
Ma'am, you put
Yeah,
26,
you put
you
26
put
on both.
24.
Yeah, I was just thinking that's not going to divide right. Okay, so what I was going to do is say 52, but will 10 eventually divide equally into 52?
Yeah, then it's supposed to be 50.
No, so then it's not going to work. So I already knew, I could start to tell, okay, that something's not right. So at the point in time when you can kind of see, well, 10's never going to go into 52 equally, you need to take a step back and say, well, what did I do wrong? Okay, so, and the reason it's wrong is you're right. So this should be a 24, not a 26. So 24. So now, what's that make that? 50. And I know that 10 goes into 50 equally. Okay? So you get some random fraction or a decimal on this, then you know something's not right. Okay? So take a step back to wherever you were last.
Let's try to divide it by the answer.
So n, and you got -5. Do we need to flip?
No.
No. Okay, so at the -5, should it be open or closed?
Close.
Closed, pointed to the left. And when is the only time that we can do that trick?
What flip?
No, when we can say, well, my thing is pointed this way, so I know my arrow's pointed this way. When is there has to be like one thing that qualifies in order for you to be able to do that. Huh? When the letter is on the left side is when you're allowed to do that. Okay, so on this one, if my answer ends up being, and I didn't move my stuff down right, I can say 5. This is not the answer, by the way, so don't copy mine down. Okay, 5 is greater than or equal to n. Okay, some of you guys are going to say, well, 5 should be closed and pointed to where? Okay, some of you guys are going to want to say, well, the arrow goes this way, so let me do it this way. You cannot do that unless the letter's on the left. So what you really have to do, if you get your stuff like mixed up, you can still say n and 5 and flip-flop them. You need to pay attention to which way the mouth is facing. So the mouth is eating what number up here? It's eating the 5. Okay, so that means when I flip the stuff around, it still needs to be eating the 5 for it to be an equivalent expression. So you flip the numbers and you really flip the sign, okay? So it only works to point the arrow and stuff if the letter's on the left. So make sure, I'm trying to keep reminding you about that rule so you're not like thinking that's always and forever. You can do it that way because you can't. Okay, the rest of the sheet is yours. You guys should have about 10 problems to do. If you don't finish today, that's totally fine. Tomorrow, we're going to knock out the bundle probably within 15 minutes, and then you'll have the rest of the period to hang out, take a nap, finish the sheet if you need to.